Hejka, Alex Blackross i witam was wszystkich bardzo serdecznie w kolejnym odcineczku Karty Przeznaczenia. Ostatnio przesłuchaliśmy tego dziennikarza, który na początku nawet nie wiedzieliśmy, kto to jest. Potem okazało się, że to ten dziennikarz, który był przy pierwszej zbrodni i w sumie wyszło na to, że jest jakiś super tajny projekt Tamakier i wylądowaliśmy w Maine. No. I teraz tak. Nicole została sama, bo nasz partner dostał tajemniczy telefon, o którym nie chciał nam nic powiedzieć i uciekł do miasta. A my oczywiście zostaliśmy, bo my jesteśmy Nicole i troszeczkę sobie tutaj pomieszkujemy i postaramy się rozwiązać tę sprawę. Z tego co widziałam w walkthrough zostało nam całkiem sporo, znaczy właśnie nie całkiem sporo. Jesteśmy już mniej więcej w 2/3, jak nie lepiej. Więc może się okazać, że dosłownie na odcinkach będziemy kończyli. To mnie cieszy, podoba mi się. Nie wiem, czy tą deskę też mogłam wziąć? Nie. A garnek? Powiem wam, że wydaje mi się, że ta część jest jak najbardziej z tych wszystkich trzech. Pograliśmy w sumie w 1, 2 i 4. Wydaje mi się, że trójka jest najlepiej dopracowana, jest najdłuższa. Jeżeli chodzi o grafikę, jest porównywalna do tych poprzednich, ale wydaje mi się, że te postacie są żywsze, może mi się tak wydawać. No i jest dużo więcej do roboty niż mieliśmy w poprzednich częściach, bo mieliśmy całkiem sporo łamigłówek. Bo na przykład było rozbrajanie bomby i było strzelanie, w sumie nawet 2 razy. Dobrze, i teraz ja sobie tak gadam. My tu mamy robotę do wykonania. Odpalamy oczywiście, dziękujemy Tynieczce z przygodowani, bo gdyby nie ona, to nie zaszlibyśmy tak daleko. Dobra. Tu jest gdzieś lód. O, idealnie. Deskę smarujemy mydłem. O, tu jest jeszcze coś. Tu było jeszcze. Więc to idealnie tam trzeba było dać. Pod deskę wsuwamy materac. Dobra, twarde podłoże tutaj. Podłoże tutaj jest. Teraz zrobimy pyk. No. Pompka. Materac. Tu jest. Jakbyście szukali. Tu jest zaur.
Great, but why can't the conveyor slide down the board?
I może jednak mieliśmy jeszcze coś zrobić? O. Zrobiliśmy ślicznie. Ta skrzynka. Winda w warsztacie. Okej, nieważne. Cyfry. Okej, i zagadka jest losowa, więc jeżeli macie coś innego, to niestety, ale sobie nie pomożecie tym, co ja zrobię. Wydaje mi się, że to.
chosen the correct symbol.
Ja zapomniałam, bo w sumie zajączki teraz już mają razem wybieg. Nie wiem, czy wam wspominałam wcześniej, czy nie. Mają już razem wybieg, tylko że Milcia no boi się ich i ucieka, przez co one ją gonią niestety.
Wrong choice.
To nie o to chodziło. Dobra. Czyli od nowa wszystko. Zarąbiście. Ona się boi, ucieka, one chcą ją dominować, przez to, że ona ucieka, one ją gonią, ona się jeszcze bardziej stresuje. Już były kroki takie, że dzikus lizał, mył już Milę po oczkach. No on uparcie trzyma się mycia tych oczu. Już pani doktor u Aleksieja, no nie wygląda to najlepiej. Ma po prostu łyse przy oczach. Ale nie umiemy uczyć tego dzikusa. Jak tak, no to będzie tak. I on ją już myje po uszkach, po oczkach. Ona miała białe krostki przy oczach. To już było przy poprzedniej właścicielce. Niestety, ale no nie zajmowaliśmy się tym w pierwszej kolejności. Najpierw mieliśmy priorytet i skóra, więc tak naprawdę rozładowuje mi się jedna słuchawka. No ja nie wytrzymam z tymi słuchawkami. Naprawdę one są okropne. Znaczy one były super do pewnego momentu i one teraz, nie wiem, czy one mi jakoś spadły i one się nie ładują, nie wykrywają, albo nie wykrywają, że są w pudełku. I zawsze jest mój kłopot. No i on ją już myje. Tylko że Aleksiej bardziej ją kąsa. Dziku też ją kąsa, ale nie tak bardzo jak Aleksiej. No ale teraz zmieniliśmy trochę sposób, bo zawsze dawaliśmy je do innego miejsca w całą trójkę. Małe pomieszczenie i tam musieli spędzać razem czas. Musieliśmy to zmienić, no bo nie są już obok siebie. Więc teraz wykorzystujemy tą opcję. Wiem, że nie powinno się tak zmieniać i mieszać tych wszystkich sposobów zaprzyjaźnienia, ale jak już rozłożyliśmy tę klatkę, to musieliśmy niestety ale wymyślić coś innego. I one w sumie teraz zabierane są do transportera, albo jedziemy z nimi gdzieś, albo albo po prostu chodzimy z nimi. I teraz znowu dajemy je do łazienki. Na chwilę wracają i są na swoim tak jakby terenie, ale są razem. No i teraz Milcia już jest zdenerwowana, już tupała, zestresowana, więc stwierdziłam, dobra, to na dzisiaj wystarczy. No ona najwięcej obrywa. Aleksiejowi też się dostaje. Ale on się przyzwyczaił już.
Is the card man waiting for me upstairs?
Może?
I think
Nie, nie
these
mogę tu.
devices were designed here. I guess this is a laser diagram.
Co jeszcze tu możemy zobaczyć? Nicole, nie wiem, rób zdjęcia. A no nie może, bo się włamała.
It must be scorching here in summer.
No, ona nic tu nie chce pooglądać, nic nie chce poczytać, no to musimy wrócić, no.
Stay where you are, thief.
Calm down. I'm not moving. I'll explain everything in a second.
She may have a gun.
Sure.
I'm an FBI agent. The name's Bonnet.
That's correct, sis. The FBI have invaded our farm.
Put down your weapon, please.
What are you doing here? You've got a warrant?
We'll get it.
Yeah, you see? Too bad you didn't shoot her.
Now it's too late, Paul.
I'll explain everything, but please put down your weapon.
Not so fast. First, tell me why you've broken into my house.
Call the police if you're still afraid of me.
Now, you see, the government can do what they want. The cops will let her go anyway.
We'll file a complaint against you.
Okay, you have the right to do it. Now let me explain. The window was open.
I can see you've got long legs, but not that long.
She climbed the conveyor belt.
I noticed something suspicious through the window.
And what was it, sweetheart? Is the FBI interested in agricultural machinery?
I'm conducting an investigation.
Into what?
Before I answer, your name, sir, is Paul Reed, right?
She's fallen in love with me.
It is? So what?
I do apologize, but I need to ask you if
Well,
you've been in a wheelchair for long.
10 years. It's been 10 years, darling.
It's wonderful that you take
coś
care
mi
of your
się-
brother.
Cut the soft soap.
Do you often leave this place together?
To the town? Yes, we do.
Any further, like on vacation?
Why? You'd like to take me with you?
You city lady. We don't have vacation here.
Get to the point. We can't wait.
So, I'm investigating a murder case.
Wow.
Tell me why you broke in.
I didn't. The window was open.
Talk to me, if you want to save your ass.
You really should.
Your fingerprint was found on a certain device which was used to kill a person.
Kill? Who?
It's some kind of bullshit.
His name was Edward Carter.
You know the guy.
I know Josie and Alice. I don't recall any Edward.
We'd hear about this murder, wouldn't we, Fan?
The case is quite recent, but it happened in New York.
This is Maine, woman.
We've found your fingerprints
Fingerprints, right. But on what?
on a chip. It was connected to an immobilizer.
Why?
To bypass it and take control of
Denerwuje mnie
the
ten
car.
człowiek.
But you can't control the car like that. All you can do is stop it.
That was the point. The car stopped at a grade crossing and was rammed by a train.
Well, I'll be damned.
What?
Too bad about the car, huh?
Enough of this. I want you to get out.
Mr. Reed, can you explain how your fingerprint got on that object?
Are you sure it's mine?
We compared it with the one from the military records.
Those army bastards. They can't even protect their own secrets.
You don't have to explain yourself. We're not going to talk to people who act like thieves.
Mr. Reed, it would be better if you talked to me right now.
You're not questioning him without a warrant.
After what I've seen here, I'll easily get a warrant.
You don't know our judge.
I don't want to interrogate you. I'm just asking you to talk to me voluntarily. Carter's killer is on the loose. There'll be other victims unless we catch him.
Paul has to be taken care of right now. Please leave.
Wait, Fan. We need to help them.
How can you help them?
We'll see. Agent,
I'm all ears.
since you found my fingerprint, it could have been the circuits I constructed here a few weeks ago.
Why did you construct them?
To earn money.
And who paid?
See, that's the problem. I don't know.
So, what did the guy look like?
Never seen him.
How come? You'd better not cover up for him.
He just sent me a general diagram explaining what he wanted from me.
Do you still have that mail?
No,
Where was it from?
I don't remember. It wasn't important then.
And the pay?
That may have been New York. Every time, the money was sent from a different city.
Every time?
I knew it was him. I received such orders only from him.
We know of at least 6 victims.
Damn it. Life sucks, doesn't it?
Paul, say no more.
Too late, Van.
Get the hell out of here.
How? What did he use?
For instance, a gantry crane connected to an explosive charge protected by lasers.
Did the bomb explode?
No, the woman...
Oh, a woman.
Yes, she died of a heart attack. He tied her up and put her under a gantry, and a half-ton weight was hanging above her.
The weight was dropping a couple of inches at regular intervals.
Paul, how do you know all that?
I programmed that damn thing, remember? We bought a new audio set for that job.
How many such orders did you have?
8, maybe 9. 8 lucky, extremely well-paid orders, plus advances for the supplies and tools. I helped him kill 8 people.
Paul, don't say that.
New windows on the porch, remember? A computer, armchairs, and that new dishwasher. One purchase, one life.
I can't listen to this crap. Shut the hell up.
Don't worry, they won't do anything to me. Kitchen knives producers or even weapon manufacturers don't get thrown into prison. But imagine an electric wheelchair.
Stop it, I beg you. Calm down. That's not fair. He's just gotten back on his feet.
Back on his feet.
We're not begging for mercy. We're not imposing ourselves on the world with our problems. God knows how much it costs us. But we manage. We lead honest lives. We don't steal. We don't hurt anybody. Do you understand?
I do. You don't have to be afraid.
No, you don't understand. No tragedy has turned your life upside down. No stupid, absurd accident has ruined your hopes. Dear things. Everybody's teetering on the edge, but only a few notice it.
Fanny, sis.
Put yourself in my shoes. I'm chasing an extremely dangerous man. He can kill somebody again any moment. He's murdered 3 people lately, and we're afraid he's caught his next victim. That's why I'm so determined. That's why I barged in. I'm sure you wouldn't just stand by idly, knowing that there's even the slightest chance of saving somebody's life.
She's right, Fan. You wouldn't let that killer get away with it. Once you get mad, nothing can stop you. Years ago, she caught her husband with another woman and chased him in his shorts through the whole town. At the town limits, she shouted at him that she didn't want to see him again, and then fired several times in the air. He didn't dare return, did he?
I've erased his name from my memory.
All men have been giving her a wide berth ever since.
This woman hasn't come here for female prattle.
It would do you good if they locked me up. Then you'd finally have time for yourself.
We don't need the government's help to control our own lives.
Yeah, controlling our lives. 10 years ago, I was an engineer in a secret base. I was working on next-generation weaponry, and I thought I was holding all the aces. And then Peter talked me into carrying out that experiment, despite the ban. Me riding a wheelchair is a simple consequence of that folly. But I can't accept the fact that you're confined to it as well.
What's the point of brooding over it? Why do you make yourself miserable?
I can't stand the thought that you've wasted your youth because of me.
You see, he's tormenting me with his guilt. Men just don't understand anything.
Was anybody else injured in that accident?
No, Peter was fine, but he suffered serious consequences. They put him into prison for 5 years.
What kind of accident was it?
I still can't discuss it. Military secret, you know.
Code name Queen of Hearts?
What do you know? I see the project has become famous.
Have you seen your friend after he was released from prison? What is his name?
Peter Douglas. We used to be close friends, but he didn't want me to visit him in prison, and we haven't been in touch since then.
Feeling guilty?
His world fell apart. He was brilliant and extremely gifted, but prison meant the end of his career. No government agency would ever hire him.
Who could have ordered all these machines?
I've been thinking about it, and I haven't figured it out.
But they know what you can do.
Yes, it's somebody that knows me because they live near my place or somebody from the army.
Letters, receipts, diagrams. Will you show them to me?
I need to look through my documents.
Come back with a warrant. That's a better option.
My partner will get it. He should be back soon.
Ah, the man we passed by when we were coming back home?
You said he reminded you of somebody.
Yes. Didn't he used to work for the police?
How long ago?
Back when Derek Finney died, remember?
Finney? That womanizer?
Can you tell me something more about it?
Finney used to be a good guy, but he started drinking and chasing skirts. His wife was jealous, so he beat her. God, did he abuse her.
No wonder somebody finished him off.
I don't know if he deserved such a fate. That was a horrible crime. He was strangled with a rope tightened by the turning clockwork mechanism.
Yes, I remember that. He died inside the church tower.
Was the murderer caught?
I haven't heard anything about it. And you?
No. Derek ended up like this because he started drinking. Alcohol isn't for the weak.
And that woman, Finney's wife, does she live here?
No. She moved away soon after, but her father does.
How can I find him?
It's easy. He's the pastor. The church is in the center.
I'll be back with the warrant.
Bye. I can't wait.
I guess that's all.
Too bad. It was so nice talking to you.
Siedzi tam, czeka. Dobra, nie będziemy się zbliżać. Pluje na nas.
It's Nicole.
I haven't fixed anything yet.
Maybe it's better this way. I've talked to him.
To read?
Yes. There are new grounds for doing a search.
Is it him?
Do you think a disabled guy could be behind these crimes?
What do you mean?
He's chair-bound. His sister takes care of him.
Ah, so we were on the wrong track. Another thoughtless action.
Not necessarily. Reed made the devices that the murderer then used.
Like the lasers?
Yes. I mean, he altered or improved them.
Accomplice?
That's a good question. He claims he received orders by mail. He was only given instructions what to do. These documents should be specified in the search warrant.
We also need to check his account and delivery orders. Did he send those machines by mail after assembling them?
Yes, I saw the diagrams and the elements he rejected before putting together the devices.
We won't get anything from the judge today. If they're so amenable, let's at least take some photos of his workshop.
Not so amenable. We won't get much more without a warrant.
Did you have an argument?
Not at all. Were you in the courthouse? Has Woolsey been found?
No. Now what? Are you coming here?
Yeah, I want to talk to the pastor.
The pastor?
In the church tower, a man was killed with the use of a clockwork mechanism. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Shall we eat something first?
No, the pastor's more important. Want to join me?
Can't work on an empty stomach. My head's starting to ache from hunger. Call me when you're done. I'll be sitting in some bar.
Bon appetit then.
Good luck.
Ktoś właśnie umiera, po czym nasz wspaniały partner boli mnie główka z głodu. Ja nie idę ci, bo mnie boli główka. Dobra. Ale przeszukaniem kościoła zajmiemy się następnym razem. Dużo dzisiaj było gadania, ale podejrzewam, że już po prostu następnym razem skończylibyśmy tą lokalizację, zaczęlibyśmy kolejną, bo z tego co widzę, albo wiecie co, dobra, skończymy jeszcze, to będzie po prostu najwyżej dłuższy. Ja nienawidzę, jak oni gadają milion lat.
I would like to have a brief word with you. I'm Nicole Bonnet from the FBI.
Andrew Simon. I'm a pastor here. Are you looking for spiritual help?
No, it's official.
But maybe you'd like to support our community? We are redecorating the church, and I assure you, we won't waste a single dollar.
I'd like to talk about Derek Finney.
About him? Are you sure?
Oczywiście, że jestem pewna.
Yes. I have a few questions.
These are old times. Why come back to that?
By the way, when was that?
When was he murdered? It was when the war started, in 2003.
Pastor, do you have any idea who might have done it?
The police have analyzed it so many times.
After a couple of years, you could have a clearer image.
No, I have no clue.
Finney's widow, your daughter, what did she say about this crime?
She was doubly hurt.
What do you mean?
She lost her husband, and during the investigation, well, it turned out that Derek was a real scum. Christ.
Real scum.
What turned out?
Annie suspected her husband of cheating on her. But then we got to know he did it regularly. On the day of his death, he had a tryst in this very church tower.
Weren't any of the betrayed husbands suspected?
All such suspicions were rejected.
Rightly?
If not, that would mean that local men are extremely loyal to each other. But on the other hand, after so many years, someone would have felt remorse. Anyway, that was too much for my Annie, so she left.
Did Derek Finney abuse his wife?
Unfortunately, he humiliated her constantly. He felt guilty. She tried to hide it from me, but people knew. I preach every week. I reach human consciences, but I couldn't reach Derek's. I suppose he mocked me deep inside his heart. This is why he arranged the meeting in the church tower.
Did he beat Annie?
I remember when she had some bruises on her face and told me she had fallen down the stairs. That must have been the first time. He didn't beat her all the time because that would show. But she confessed to me later on that he would often slap her or twist her arms.
She should have asked the police for help.
She didn't want to. There was a police officer who tried to get her out of it, but she wouldn't testify.
Looks like not many people shed a tear at Finney's funeral.
Sad, but true. I cried. I cried over the angel in him that had lost the battle with evil. He wasn't always like that. He used to be a nice, popular man. He could influence others. People listened to him. He liked to impress everybody. He charmed women. He didn't avoid alcohol, but it was all within our provincial norms.
But he wandered off the straight and narrow.
I have an impression something changed when he was chosen a member of the jury, as if judging people destroyed his moral code.
What trial was it?
A murder case. At that time, it was a cause célèbre. The accused, a young boy, was the victim's lover. Everybody considered him guilty. But what everybody thinks isn't the same as a fair judgment.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about Benson's trial?
Yes, people talked about it a lot. In the end, the jury decided he was innocent.
And it seems that it happened after an extremely short debate.
I'm sure Finney played a crucial role in setting the verdict. He might have voted against his conscience.
The defendant's father wasn't just anybody.
A congressman. He used all the existing loopholes to get his son out.
The question is how far he went.
And I don't want to slander anybody.
Was Finney buried here?
Yes, right there, in the churchyard.
Does anybody look after the grave?
My daughter goes there once.
Was there anything distinctive about the crime scene?
I don't know. Check the police files.
I'll do that.
Hang on. Derek was holding a nail in his hand. He might have been trying to cut the rope with it.
Were there any marks on the rope?
I don't know. There were some scratches on the floor.
Was the floor repainted?
No. I ordered new boards. I felt awkward walking on the floor stained by my son-in-law's blood.
Does it snow every year at this time?
We're surprised, too. It's rare. Drive carefully.
Yes, it's really slippery.
It became cold too soon. Everybody's working until late to make it before real winter starts.
I haven't seen anybody here.
They've just left. I'm locking up the church. There's so much talk about the global warming or sunspots, but it's all in God's hands anyway.
Thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome. God be with you.
Yes?
It's Paul.
Paul?
Yes, Paul. The card man. Have you forgotten about me so soon?
Ah, yes.
Have you been thinking about Mr. Barrymore?
Barrymore?
Also known as Arthur Blake.
What do you want to tell me about him?
Why don't you say something?
A real sucker. Went straight into the lion's den.
Maybe he was a sucker. He believed in the scam I offered. But enough of that. There's no time to cry over Barrymore. I'm preparing a new card. Hurry up.
When?
You aren't keeping up with me. I think you need a moment's break.
Give me a hint.
There are plenty around you.
That was him. He wants to manipulate me. On the other hand, I'm sure he's preparing for another crime.
Dobra. O! O, tu jest pędzelek. Podejrzewam, że już zamknięte. No.
The door's locked.
Proszę księdza.
I'd like to enter the tower and see the crime scene.
Is it locked?
Yes.
I always lock it up. A subconscious fear that it will happen again.
Can I get the key?
Here it is. Please leave it in the keyhole.
Thank you. Thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome. God be with you.
Bye bye. Wziąłam oczywiście kluczem w drzwi, bo trzeba tak kolejność.
It's dark in here. Isn't there any lighting?
To wygląda jak... coś niewidocznego. On miał latarkę, czy mamy znowu iść po latarkę? Tak, musimy iść po latarkę. No ja nie wytrzymam. Gdzie możemy
Dark inside
latarkę?
the tower. Where's the light switch?
Oh, I've forgotten that the power was cut off. We are using the opportunity to change the wiring.
Can I borrow a flashlight?
Of course.
Thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome. God be with you.
Ja. No, już. Ciop, ciop. O,
I won't be needing the flashlight anymore. I can give it back to the pastor.
ten moment. Zegar. Podłoga.
It sits tight.
Mogę to podważyć.
These items don't match. Not
Nie.
gonna happen.
A tu jest wajcha. I która pewnie pomoże nam teraz. Tylko nic nie zrobiłam.
I can't pull the board up like that. It's nailed. I can't pull the board up like that. It's nailed. It gave. This board is loosened. I can't pull it up with my hand. The old floor is covered with dust.
Dla mnie pędzelek.
Marks carved with a nail. I think these are
Dick Perry.
letters. D and P.
Aha. No dobrze, mogło być przynajmniej tą...
DP. DP like Dick Perry? It's silly, but
No on jest jakoś dziwnie powiązany z tą sprawą. Coś mi się tak wydaje, że coś tu mi to nie gra z naszym...
how was Finney killed?
He was was a cruel death.
Do you remember any details, Pastor?
Unfortunately, Derek was tied up. The murderer tied one end of the rope around his neck, wound the other one around the clock shaft. When the clock was turning, it gradually strangled Derek.
Was he already dead when you found him?
I didn't find him. I don't know the details.
So, who does?
A police officer. Check the files.
I don't understand. You don't know how your son-in-law died?
I don't know what his last moments were.
Something isn't right here. What's this about?
Well, fine. People said that when the police officer found him, he was still alive. But the officer's name was cleared.
He let him die?
Some say that. Not without approval.
And what do you think?
If that's the case, then he committed a cardinal sin. But it doesn't mean I don't understand him.
You understand him?
Yes. It was the police officer that had been trying to save
Czyli
my
Dick.
daughter.
What was the officer's name?
Perry. Dick Perry.
Are you sure?
Yes. Do you know him?
I'm not sure. It rings a bell. Thanks for the flashlight.
You're welcome.
Thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome. God be with you.
I feel I should examine Finney's grave. This churchyard is old and charming in a way.
Idziemy na grób. Jakiś.
These graves are so neglected. It's Finney's grave.
Idealnie.
Somebody scratched a card image at the bottom. The Deuce of Hearts.
Czyli początek. Czyli od niego się zaczęła ta cała sprawa. O, panie pastorze.
I saw Finney's grave.
Squalid, isn't it?
A bit.
The moss and lichens make me realize Annie can't handle the past yet. But if one day she asks me for a brush and a spatula, I'll know she's back on her feet.
There are more graves like this here.
Yes, it's true. Maybe when I'm done with renovating the church, I'll start collecting money for restoring the churchyard.
What does this card mean? The one carved on the tombstone.
I'm wondering myself. It just appeared one day,
When?
about a year after the funeral.
Why?
I really don't know. Maybe it was supposed to hurt him, but how can you hurt a dead man?
Did your son-in-law like playing cards?
He wasn't a cards lover. He liked fun in general.
Thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome. God be with you.
Idziemy do auta. Dużo się tego dzieje. Czy to dypę? Nie, to Ruf. Hej, Ruf.
Yes, Ruth?
Did you get the fax? Dick told me to send it to the court.
What's this all about?
There was another parcel from the card man. The boss wanted it open without waiting for you.
Oh, that's not good.
He's under a lot of pressure. That tabloid smeared the whole bureau, including you.
That's what we were afraid of. What about the parcel?
It blew up. Wang analyzed the remains.
Did he find anything?
That's what I wanted to tell you. There were millions of glass pieces.
Only that?
Yes, Wang asked me to tell you that those were fragments of a Fresnel lens.
The one used in
Soczewki.
lighthouses.
Yes, that's it. Listen, I'm surprised Dick hasn't told you anything.
He went went to the judge to get a search warrant. Maybe he thought you'd called me.
Then he thought too much. Everybody treats you like a team.
Tell me, does Dick have anything to do with Maine?
He used to work for the police there. Why? Does it show that he's back home?
Yeah, a bit.
By the way, Wang asked me to tell you not to call him. He's just taking a vacation. I'm leaving work too.
Thanks for the phone call.
Na szczęście, że Łęk poszedł na urlop. Ty też musisz odpocząć, Ruf. Tak jak mówiłam.
Well. Is it possible that Dick? I don't know. I need to talk to him.
Jak już mówiłam, ta firma bez ciebie
I
upadnie.
guess nobody's working in the courthouse at this time. Hopefully there's a janitor.
Joinks? No proszę, nie zabrać od razu szufli. Dobra. O, panie sędzio.
The courthouse door is locked.
Creepy. Ale śmiesznie, że takie coś zrobili. To też wymagało jakichś tam środków, więc...
There's a light on in one of the windows. I can't take it from here. The chain's holding fast.
Co trzyma?
Nothing doing. The board is chained to the lamppost.
No i teraz pewnie będę mogła.
Place a lever appropriately, and even a chain will burst.
No, Nicole, cię nie wymądrzej. Aha, tu jest otwarte okno. Włamujemy się do sądu. Fajnie.
I can easily get inside. No reason to delay. A courthouse employee staying after hours? Judging by the traces, I'd rather say it's a burglar.
FBI.
Scattered documents. Careful, somebody's inside.
Wyciągaj tą broń. Whoop.
What are you doing in the archive? The court's closed.
I'm checking some papers.
How did you get in here?
And what about you? I asked them to let me stay.
The judge let you rummage through the archives? What are you looking for anyway?
There's a lead. It's about the disabled man's friend, Peter Douglas.
Douglas? He was the scientist who caused the accident.
I found some papers saying that he used to do time with Archie Benson.
They shared a cell?
Yeah, these two threads meet in the prison.
The first thread are the victims? The jurors in Benson's case?
And the second one are the murder tools. A disabled guy making them to order.
You think it was Douglas's order?
Maybe, but these papers say he was released in 2002 and the first murder was committed in 2003.
The first murder took place here, in this town.
You talked to the pastor?
Yes. He told me about a police officer who didn't help a dying man.
That's just a rumor.
You've been connected with this case from the very beginning, and yet you kept it back and there's not a word about it in the cardman's files?
Finney's murderer didn't leave a card at the crime scene.
But he carved the deuce of hearts on his tombstone. Didn't you know that? I think you should explain yourself. The janitor shut the door in your face, so you broke in here, right?
You should know best. Sometimes you need to bend the rules.
It's not bending, it's breaking. Why?
Because Judge Woolsey's gone. We need to save him.
You act in secret and on your own. You're not looking for my support or for the Bureau's help. It's not about Woolsey.
About what, then?
I was wondering how the murderer got the materials from the FBI operations.
And?
The simplest and yet the most difficult answer is, he's an FBI agent himself.
That's absurd.
These things happen. I've learned it the hard way.
You're getting paranoid.
I'm not sure if the officer found Finney dying. He could have been here the whole time.
But the motive, Nicole, come on. the motive?
You explain it. You wanted to free the pastor's daughter from her brutal husband.
Damn it, do you really think I'm the card man? It doesn't hold up.
You saw the first victim die, and then, as an agent, you were at crime scenes many times. You've always been close to the case and didn't let anybody else take it over. Who knows? Maybe it was you who ousted Nick.
You were even closer to the victim, so does that mean you can be accused too?
I haven't broken into the court archive. I'm sure you're here to cover your tracks.
That's it. Don't overdo it.
And there are the initials carved by Finney on the floor. D.P. Dick Perry.
Listen, partner, I found an important lead in this case and I'm in a hurry. If you want to join me, go ahead. Otherwise, get out of my way.
Richard Perry, I arrest you for being part of a conspiracy aimed at killing at least 6 people and for burglary. Turn round so that I can cuff you.
Dupnią. O, czyli to on. Tak jak myśleliśmy. Coś mi też na początku nie pasowało, że akurat ten typ, który zajmował się wcześniej tą sprawą, nagle zostaje naszym partnerem. A wtedy jeszcze dobrze nie było założonego przecież tego, nie? Że to jest seryjny morderca. No, to już nie mamy seryjnego mordercy. Mówili ostrożnie na drogach. Się porobiło. No nie.
He blackmailed me.
Douglas?
I need to get him.
I'll do it. Tell me where.
Light on the shore.
Nie, Dick,
It's
nie.
gone. Farewell, partner. I need to rescue Judge Woolsey from the murderer. Looks like the lighthouse is inaccessible. I'd have to cross the precipice and fight the freezing sea.
Dobra. Ale latarnią zajmiemy się już następnym razem. Dzisiaj troszeczkę dłużej. Ale to przez ich gadanie. Mam nadzieję, że wam się podobało. Podejrzewam, że już w przyszłym odcineczku uda nam się skończyć. Jeżeli nie, no to będzie to przedostatni odcinek. I oczywiście ja teraz nagrywam serię, więc podejrzewam, że następny to będzie przedostatni, bądź już ostatni odcinek. Mam nadzieję, że wam się podobało i że usłyszymy się następnym razem, w następnym odcineczku. Out of Murder, Karty Przeznaczenia. Pa, pa!